Hello everyone, I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse. As you all may know me, here with us is Chiblima and Daniel for the Hylian Gamescast, a Zelda mailbag, where we answer your Zelda questions. So if you have any questions that you would like for us to answer, put them in the comments below, and head over to our Discord where you can leave them on our Discord as well. We have a special chat there for people to leave questions for us to answer. But if you want to have your question guaranteed to be featured, you can head over to patreon.com/GameOverJesse, to where you can, just make sure and guarantee that we answer your question or talk about whatever topic or segment you would like us to discuss. So, Daniel, do you have a question picked out for us to start out with?
Uh-oh, I wasn't looking at the question.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Also, friendos, feel free to put some in the chat for us to answer, in case we can't find them in the question.
We have some in the
you have one that's been
the Discord.
This is true as well. And while we're doing, I'll grab one here. I got one.
Okay.
Doc that I put in there last week. But then, after that, I'll work on just putting some of these other questions over. But this comes from Dragon of Kenor.
Mm-hmm.
They asked, if the Master Sword can lose power, as seen in Breath of the Wild and Wind Waker, would it be possible for it to lose so much of its power that it reverts back into the Goddess Sword? Granted, it would take a ton of magical or physical power, but could this happen? And I think yes. I think, because we see it like revert a couple of stages back almost in Wind Waker, with the hilts like inverted in and the gem with no power. We see when Link is tempering the Master Sword up to that point, that's one of the stages it gets to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, if it like lost enough of its power, too much of its power, then who's to say it couldn't revert back even further past that point, right?
Yeah, and in A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds as well, I think you have to upgrade it to like the white sword or the golden sword and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it somehow loses that upgrade.
Yeah.
So, maybe I think it could happen. I don't think Nintendo will do that, but although maybe not. I'm like now my brain is like, but Daniel, like I've got that whispering voice being like this whispering voice in the back of my head that's going, well, actually. So, in Skyward Sword, at what point does it change from the goddesses? It goes Goddess Sword. What is it? Goddess Sword, Goddess Long, or White Sword, Long Sword, and then Goddess White Sword, right?
Yeah.
And then it becomes the Master Sword, and then the true Master Sword, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
And it goes through those stages by being tempered in Din's, Neighbor's, and Farore's flames, respectively. And then changes from the Master Sword to the true Master Sword after being blessed by Zelda. Is that right? Am my memory correct? Okay, if that's the case, and I'm not horribly misremembering everything, then it's reverting back to that point to before it was blessed by Hylia's power. But it didn't revert back to a point before it had been tempered by those sacred flames. So maybe the changes made to it using those flames in Skyward Sword are permanent changes to it, whereas the change from Master Sword to true Master Sword is a change that has to be upkept by sages praying to keep Hylia's power imbued in the blade.
Because the power that comes before it are actually coming from the goddesses, whereas the other power is coming from humans.
Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, then that's as far back as it would revert. But that's only if I am remembering a game I haven't played in several years
and
100% accurately. So
so I was originally going to say no, but then as you started explaining it, I was like, well, it has like gone back from powered up states before, but it's never gone back to the goddess sword. And my idea, I think it was in the Discord, someone had asked like, when does the goddess sword become the master sword or something like, I forgot what it was, but they asked something like that. And my idea was it's the goddess sword when it was created by the goddess, but then when it's the master sword, it's like forged into an entirely new sword. And it's so like the original is created by the goddess Hylia, but then with the master sword, it's the sword that the master created, because Fi is always calling you master, so that's like the goddess sword and then master's sword. So there's just a quick thought I had, but anyways.
No, that's a good thought.
Tubes, did you have any thoughts on this?
I think that you guys have pretty accurately summed up everything.
Dang.
Daniel went on a pretty good tangent there.
Yeah.
Sorry. I want to answer it as accurately as possible. Right?
Nice.
I mean, you remembered it better than I did, so.
Do you have any questions picked out, Tubes?
I put some more in there.
Oh, did you? Oh, let me double check.
And
Whoa, here's one really quick from Gus.
Oh, do it.
To the entire Gamescast, how do you interpret the reality on Link's Awakening? Could you see it as a metaphysical one, or mostly based on an epistemological approach? Big words, Gus.
I feel like Gus always asks the really hard question.
He just puts a word in that really throws her off.
Yeah. I
asked about like biochemical engineering before, and
someone asked about the hydraulics or whatever.
Yeah, that was Gus.
That
was Gus.
I thought he answered that question himself.
Did he? Oh my god.
I don't remember. Someone answered it in chat, though. We didn't.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he did.
It's great. And then there's
So I had to Google this. What he's asking? Epistemologic, according to the internet. Relating to the theory. Yes, that one. Relating to the theory of knowledge, especially with regard to its methods, validity, and scope. Distinction between justified belief and opinion. I feel like I suddenly understand less of what the scope.
No, so my quick answer to this
smart human.
is all of Link's Awakening happens, and it is all real. That is my simple answer, because the Dream Windfish guy is a godlike deity, just as the other people are. So like there are the goddesses who created Hyrule, but then you have the lesser gods or the lesser deities, like the Great Deku Tree, who created his own people, the Kokiri. And you have Kokiri Forest or Korok Forest, the Lost Woods, all of which he created. Those are like magical worlds with magical beings that he is responsible for creating. And just because he isn't a goddess doesn't mean what he created isn't real. And then all of the humans don't think that the Kokiri are real anyway. And then the Koroks say that like most humans can't see them anyways. They're just like, oh, it's one of those fairy people or forest fairies people. I didn't think that they were real. Or like they refer to them as myths or whatever. So to the normal people, they don't know if they're real or not. And then with so like if the Deku Tree can create his own world, why can't the Windfish create his own world? And then it's just the only time those worlds intersect with each other is when he falls asleep, and then when he wakes up, the connection breaks. That's my thoughts.
Or do you think that Link has some ability to cross these worlds? Because, for example, like Link and Zelda maybe have these abilities to cross worlds. That's why Link and Zelda can get into, and Link's counterpart in Lorule, Ravio, and Hill, they can get into Hyrule. And maybe it's just some innate abilities that some people with special powers have. That's why Link and Zelda, or Link and Tetra, cross over into the world of the ocean in Phantom Hourglass, but nobody else does. And then Link in Link's Awakening crosses over to this other world in Link's Awakening.
Yeah, Golan.
And there was one other example that I'm failing to remember.
Well, the Oracle games, he was
present
kidnapped.
Time. He was kidnapped by the Triforce. Just zip.
Yoink.
Yeah. But yeah, it could be that Link. Oh, and another thing here with like dimension crossing, the dragons in Breath of the Wild. Someone I can't. It was Cass, I believe. I was having a car Cass.
The real Cass?
He mentioned Cass in Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Who says something along the lines of basically that no one has actually seen any of the dragons. And then later, I'm like at Lakeside, or the stable that's like right by Lake Floria, and I'm like, I can literally see the dragon from the stable, and nobody's seen dragons.
No, the first time I seen a dragon in Breath of the Wild, it literally scared me. Like I came out from the Temple of Time and just like turned the corner, and there's a dragon flying straight towards me from like the bridge of Hylia, or whatever it's called, the one that goes to Lake Hylia. And it was flying over the bridge. Like, I thought it was coming straight towards me, and I'm like, I don't know, do I fight this thing? I don't think I'll win. I have like 4 hearts. Like,
yeah, right.
I'm terrified.
But yeah, I mean, you can see them. Like, they're not hiding,
and they're huge.
But then, yeah, I mean, and they're massive. And then people are like, well, I haven't seen any of these dragons. The only exception I can think of is that one of the Rito in the DLC sees the dragon. There's like a Rito guard that's like standing guard outside of the village. Like, oh, I was sent over here because someone said the dragon flies by, and then you can unlock the shrine. And if you talk to him again, he's like, well, that guy doesn't seem to be causing any trouble, so I'll go back home.
Calls it a day.
So what's he like, realistically going to do?
He's like, I can't take him anyway. There's no way. What the hell am I supposed to do? But I mean, otherwise, like, you see the dragons, they basically cross through dimensions. Like, you can actually see it travel through a wormhole. I should post this video. I got a video of it on my Switch. I should post it on Twitter. I was digging treasure chests up using magnesis from the bottom of this little pond up the top of a waterfall in Lake Floria. And as I'm trying to pull this treasure chest up, the ground shakes, and the dragon just out of the water, and I'm not there a second ago. But then when they leave, I should post that video on Twitter though, but when they leave, you see them just through a wormhole, and they're like gone.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? Okay, bye. So maybe, you know, Link has this traverse dimensions in either a way that he can see things that most people can't see, the dragons, or the dragons also have the same ability that Link has and pop into another dimension somehow, and just they're like, yeah, just go see how Hyrule's doing today. But they're all just as real as each other, just not in the same world, as it were.
Yeah.
Just my thought there.
All right.
I did a lot of talking.
Choose your
I'm
question.
sorry.
I've never even noticed the dragons and when they show up and when they don't show up. I just sit there and I wait, and I'm not paying attention, and then I look up and suddenly dragon.
I have
Break. What?
I have a video for each of them that I did a long time ago, but it was like very amateurish video because it wasn't like edited properly. It was just like a standard let's play, like, oh, this is how you find a dragon, people. We're gonna warp to this place, and I do it like all in real time. It's not edited to skip through anything. So like it's a very lazy tutorial, and I'm just like, can you just kind of sit here until like whatever time they come? And then, yeah. So
oh no. Almost all of the dragons can be found if you like with the fire for either like morning or night. Well, I think all 3 of them can be found at certain points, either just hitting morning or night.
Mm-hmm.
But
Someone in the chat, Article 13 passed bye-bye. We're not in Europe, so
no,
that doesn't necessarily
okay.
affect us, but I feel bad for the friends that I have that do live in Europe. But I wonder if they could just say they don't live in Europe, since it's YouTube, you know?
Well, I mean, Commonwealth has...
Joey.
Yeah, I forgot his
Just
name.
Send the videos to Joey and be like, Joey, just upload these.
No, I remembered Ferris, because he's going into his Ferris wheel productions or something right now.
Yeah.
So I remembered that, but I didn't remember his first name. It was like, Joey.
Yes.
Yes.
He is technically half English and half Ferris wheel.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Canon. Confirmed.
Right, but Tubes, yes.
Hi, it's me.
Do you have
Hello.
I almost said song. Do you have a question?
I don't have a song for you, but I could have a song for you.
Nice.
I'm gonna pick a nice, easy question because these last two questions that we answered were heavy.
They were big.
They were big. They
Big.
had a lot of oomph.
Big
So-
question.
I'm gonna give a shout out to our good friend Mr. Whale. I know that
Ooh.
Mr. Whale loves us.
Nice.
Spends a lot of time in the Discord. So Mr. Whale asks to the whole Gamescast, including our fourth co-host, which game are you most excited for? The spin-off or Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. This game needed a remake so
Is
badly.
anyone
The fact
more
that it's
excited
actually...
for the other?
Could you imagine being more excited for a game that isn't Zelda for us? Could you imagine?
Well,
I don't know if there's a game out there that I would be more excited about that isn't Zelda.
No, so there was the question Daniel and I had where people were like, do you think you'll be more excited for like Super Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild?
Oh, Breath of the Wild.
Or I
Yeah,
think it was
100%.
Daniel was on. I remember there was
I think so. That sounds like a familiar question that I probably watched an episode of.
Yeah, it was probably one of our early... where we got really very... Like, the questions we get now, I feel, are so different. When we started to be like, this or this, what do you like?
no, like the first one
And
was like,
that-
do you think
and then-
Rick and Morty take place in the Zelda universe?
We offended people with that.
Someone
The answer was yes, but people were not having it.
yeah, because
But-
technically Rick and Morty, like, they cross dimensional barriers, so they can exist in any universe.
Exactly, but people didn't like that we said yes. But no, a lot of the questions we got were like, do you like this better or this better? Or they're like, what do you expect for the next Zelda game? We still get that one a lot, but now people are asking us hydraulics.
Gus. Sparking joy in our lives as
I love it.
usual.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah, but Tubes.
Hi.
Tubes.
You want me to pick
Yes.
a different question?
No,
I mean, that one we answered.
your husbando says Animal Crossing. That you would be more excited for Animal Crossing.
This is true. When you said husbando, I was like, wait, Jacob?
Which one?
Jake. Wrong one. Big
Jacob said he wants a divorce, so...
Rude.
Energetic force.
OD.
I have Brexit to protect me. Isn't Brexit supposed to be a bad thing for people?
Nah.
I thought
feel like this is a topic that maybe
this is not the right podcast.
Alright.
we need to branch off and do a
Choose.
friends with friends.
Ooh, that's even beyond friends with friends.
I got none.
Mhm.
What do you want, Jesse?
No, wait, I guess I was gonna wait for you to answer the question, but we all already did.
You said tubes again, so I figured that
yeah,
you
because
wanted
the
some.
question, Link's Awakening. But like we all already answered.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess
may
we'll
have
do
picked
one
that
more
one just
question
because I haven't
to
actually picked a different one yet.
you guys can pick out one more question to end it.
Each?
Yeah, I guess.
Our total? Or each?
It doesn't matter.
Let's do one last question to rule them all.
Okay.
Because
Alright.
I like sleeping. I have to go grocery shopping tomorrow.
One B.
the Lord of the Rings meme from the other day. It's like if you could put an F word in Lord of the Rings anywhere, where would it be?
Oh yeah.
Fine then. Fuck your secrets. And then, like, you just imagine it in the same voice from Frodo.
Oh, in the same tone. Like you don't. Oh no.
Did you see it too, Daniel?
I saw that. I actually meant to send it to someone. God, but.
I didn't see it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's in. I think it's in my meme channel, or is it in Lewd Dungeon?
I don't even
Uh-oh.
know. I seen it on Facebook and I had to share it.
Ruh-roh.
Sorry, maybe don't scroll through Lewd Dungeon. That's probably a bad idea.
Don't let your wife know.
Gus, why would you post that in the Discord instead of right there? You're right. That is a question, and I'm gonna answer it because you just asked it. Where is it? I have to find it. Oh man, what if Jesse? You have too many things here. Okay,
I'm sorry.
this isn't
So
here.
many.
Gus, where did you ask that question?
It was in your
Wait,
tube
he asked
chat.
it in my Discord. Okay.
In tube chat.
What is what is your favorite Animal Crossing character, and should it be made into a plushie?
Animal Crossing character?
My favorite Animal Crossing character.
Oh.
Yeah, welcome to the Animal Crossing mailbag, guys. Where we
Crossing
answer.
mailbag. Where is Ilya when I need her? I miss
I
her.
don't know enough about Animal Crossing. Just give me a Tom Nook plushie that has him holding.
The guitar.
I was gonna say holding divorce papers and crying.
No, Tom Nook. He
Tom Nook
he holds
lost his
a
kids in a
receipt
divorce.
or something.
Guys, why did you have to pick a meme for your plushie?
If I imagine Tom Nook holding anything that wasn't the guitar, it would be.
Why
No,
would
he
Tom
doesn't
Nook
hold the
have a
guitar. No,
guitar?
sorry.
That's
Are you thinking
KK.
of
Yeah.
KK Slider?
Yeah, but
I do
I would
know
imagine him
things.
holding like a receipt or something, because like you're always having to pay him, right?
He likes money, but apparently he's not all that bad.
But you can't hold crippling anxiety, so I don't know what I would give Tom Nook.
I would say like Isabel.
Can you just stop staring into my for a minute there? You're staring into my soul.
Abigail says Kix as a plush.
I'm terrible.
Who's Kix?
Ooh,
Who is
Kix would be
Kix?
so cute. Kix does the shoes.
Oh.
He showed up in City Folk and he would polish your shoes. This poor little dude, and he'd polish your shoes, and your shoes would magically turn into different. And then in New Leaf, he finally got his own store.
A shoe shop? Or is it like a weird
sells
like
shoes and
store
socks.
that's like okay. It would have been weird if he was like working in shining shoes and then suddenly he had like a watermelon store. So
Watermelon store seems legit.
yeah, what?
Retro says he wants a shrunk plushie.
He wants a Shrek plushie? Good news, man. They get yourself some Shrek. Get Shrek,
You guys
man.
just not with the Shrek. Come on.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm a sorry. I'm a sorry, Green Mario.
I can't pick a good question. I suck. Daniel, are you gonna pick a better question? I'm sorry, Gus. It's not that your question is bad. It's just that it's bad podcast because they don't play Animal Crossing.
George, or so I said George again. Jorge.
Link asked,
Jorge.
Jesse, how's life? That's
Oh,
legitimately one of the questions.
I love that question.
It's
Thank you for caring so much.
okay.
Alright, cool.
It's a solid 5 out of 10 average.
Alright,
Yikes, my dude.
answered.
You're just like deleting stuff out of the.
I delete them as we
Oh,
answer
no,
them.
Jorge has one.
Question:
In the live
if
chat.
you were to choose
Since I mispronounced his
non-
name, we can end with this.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.